What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Obasi Jackson. You tuning into All Hip Hop.
What's going on, world? It's your man Chuck Creekmur, aka Jigsaw, here at One World Studios with allhiphop.com, and we are here with none other than Obasi Jackson. What's going on, man?
What's going on, my guy? You know what I'm saying? It's a blessing.
Good to see you, man. Last time I saw you was at the Hip Hop Museum's homecoming tour.
Yeah.
Tour of New York.
Sir. Yes, sir.
Tour of
yes,
New
sir.
York, New York City. Yeah, it was a great performance. I saw you. You know, it was kind of a weird day that day because Brooklyn was lit.
Yeah, it was.
In many different places.
Many different places.
Yeah,
it was just so good to see that many people outside after a whole pandemic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. How have you been managing, man? Like, you've really emerged a lot of new music in the pandemic.
Well, yeah. I mean, I've been traveling. I've been dealing with my brothers. I've been dealing with family. Dealing with new people.
Yeah.
So all these experiences just cultivated into projects, into singles, into things that I hopefully can show fans and supporters, all around the world.
Yeah. So let's talk about the new project, the most recent project, album-wise, Memories.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this album and what you were looking to accomplish when you put it out, and what's the response been?
Well, I'm gonna start with the response. The response actually has been healthy. It's been good. Being that it's alternative, being that it's a different sound, I was actually a little skeptical.
Yeah.
But people are vibing with my vibe. They're vibing with the emotion that's in it.
Right.
It's not really, the sound is new, but sometimes people could bypass that when the vibe and the wording is right.
Right.
So the response has been good. It was really just supposed to be my thoughts and memories and how I felt over a time period, which was a whole month. I was in Cali around, I think it was April. And I was out there just vibing, and I was dealing with certain thoughts that I was going through with my brother, and just how I felt about my music and how I felt, like I said, about people. And I was by myself. I was in my cousin's house. She was gone. I was by myself crying on tracks. I mean, literally crying over tracks.
Yeah.
And I was like, I got to get this out some way. So then I called Six up, and I'm like, yo, I got it. It's like, because I made the song that night. It was called Memories. It was called Memories. And once I made that song, I was like, nah, this is what it's got to be.
Yeah, you just said so much just then. Let me start with, where do we want to start with? Pop, I know we're going to talk about that, but let's talk about Cali. I was talking to a rapper friend of mine who has not been there yet, and I was like, when you go, it's going to change you. It's going to change you. Because what he does now is very East Coast, very New York-ish, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And, yeah. What did it do for you? And I know there's levels and layers to that, but yeah.
Well, I have friends out there, that came from over here on this side, went over there. So I had some friends over there that made it more comfortable, but the vibe is an artistic vibe. I say the difference between New York and Cali, and I'll just put it like that, is New York, the hustle is any kind of hustle. It's like, as you getting money, we getting money. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter what it is. LA, in LA specifically, they making your hustle whatever like they make your artistic value on your hustle. They allow that more. Like over here, like what I would say is like your parents and your peers sometimes, like, yo, you doing music, but over there, LA, you got actors, you got musicians, artists, and it's all acceptable. You know what I'm saying? It's all accepted by people because they see it as a job. They see it as a career, rather than here. It's like, you got to do something typical to get that bag.
Yeah. And you mentioned it. It's you said you were crying when you were doing it, and I sensed that. I was like, man, this is really emotional. There's a lot going on in these songs.
Yeah.
What was sort of the thinking behind it? Overall, like, were you just depressed over pop? Was it just in general? Like, we can literally be depressed over, or sad or whatever over like any number of things.
Yeah. Well, I think for me, that all plays a part, but I just want to be free. You know what I mean? I want to be free, and going back to Cali and LA where I was specifically, I felt free. That's why I like it. That's the difference. I feel more free there. And that's what I'm searching for, man. I want to free my mind. I want to free myself from my captors, whether it be emotionally, spiritually, physically, So I'm just trying to be a better person.
And this is a different sound as well. You mentioned it, but this is a different sound. Like when I first heard you, you were more rapping than this type of singing. What what made you just kind of stick to the alternative route?
Well, I always kind of wanted to do that in high school. Not a lot of people know I was already into hardcore music. I was already into alternative punk music, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. So I'm one of these people who take from music because music is a universal language. I don't sit there and just dwell on one sense of music, you know what I'm saying, one genre per se.
Right.
I indulge in many. You know, I think that my genre is called fusion. I think I want to start. You know, they have fusion jazz and stuff like that. I want to do that with pop music.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's where my head is at.
Okay. And the last track on the album is called Wrath. When I first saw it, I said, Wraith. Oh, let me push the button. I said, what's he going to say on that record? And then I heard it. I was like, wait, it's Wrath.
Yeah.
It's a very angry record. What were you saying on that?
Oh man, I just want to make motherfuckers feel my wrath, man. I want to make them feel this energy that I got inside them. Because a lot of people, they want to think shit is sweet. You know, excuse my language. They want to think things are hunky dory and okay, Pop's your brother, you got money, and blah, blah, blah. No, I work a regular job, bro.
Really.
Like I went to school for what I'm working at, you know, so it's still no hassle to me.
Yeah.
But I work a regular job, bro. I still got to go out there and get it just how anybody else got to get it. And I want people to feel that because people tried to talk me down. They tried to count me out. They tried to make sure that I didn't get to where I'm at now. And they still, some people still trying. So, and I'm going to just say it like that, bro. But they deserve to feel what I'm feeling because when you feel alone and you feeling that sense of emotion, it's not fair when other people are just smiling in your face and they just trying to, you know, take away from your life.
You're right.
Nah. You got to feel what I'm going through because it's not fair. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. A lot of people don't know you rap. You've been doing music before Pop passed. Like, maybe the awareness became more pronounced, but you've been doing it for quite a while.
Yeah.
When did you start?
I mean, 12 years of age is where I picked up a guitar.
Okay.
But before that, you know, my mom was in church. We was in church. So singing was always around, you know, choir, kids choir, whatever.
Right.
But I didn't take it seriously till I was like 16. Like that's when I was in high school. I was around them kids. But it's been years, man. I would say 6 years professionally into it. Like, you know, I'm talking about songwriting, playing guitar, going to shows, like indulging it full force, you know. But I'm 27 now. What's that? 15 years.
Right.
15 years it's been on my, just, you know, in my pocket, on my side, just following me around, you know.
Now I gotta ask you, what's your job? What do you do?
I'm an audio engineer.
Okay.
And a stagehand at Sony Hall right now. But you know,
what's
I produce. I'm a songwriter. I'm a audio engineer for like in studio kind of work with artists.
Nice.
So,
nice. That's dope. So let's talk a bit about Pop a little bit. First of all, how's the fam and how are you? Like, that's a tough thing to have to live through. Plus, be so public with it. How have you guys managed?
Well, all we got is each other. And ain't nobody really gonna know what we going through specifically, like you know, other than us. You know, I mean, other people have lost their brothers and sisters and things of that sort. We're not taking away from that. You know, we lost, like you said, we lost it on a certain level.
Yeah.
You know, so we dealing with it, and we are accepting of everyone who's showing love, and we are thankful for that. Right. You know what I mean? Just like I'm thankful for you having me and talking about it. And we doing the best we can. Maintaining every day is a different emotion. It's a new struggle. We got different people that's in our face now. Yeah. You know, and we got to deal with that fake love, like, you know, and it hurts, but you know, me, my mom, and my father, we pushing through it.
Yeah. How are you working with the estate and doing, you know, the business and things of that nature? I mean, you have a lot of, you know, we hear different names and stuff with projects. Like, what's sort of the current status of that?
What projects maybe with Pop? Well, right now we at a standstill. Okay. We at a standstill, and not a bad standstill. It's more like a let's revise, you know, and then come back to the drawing board with a new plan, because obviously there's some news out there that there's not a lot of songs left, you know. So my family right now, what we're trying to do is put things in place that we use everything and put everything out effective, you know, gotcha. To the most, you know, to the best of our abilities. Yeah. So that's where we at right now.
Okay. How was y'all's relationship just in general? It's funny, we have some mutuals, and they told me about some of the church stuff and the African
Yeah.
dance and
Oh,
things of
yeah.
that
Yeah,
nature.
yeah,
Like I
yeah.
was like, oh shoot, there's like some, some depth here,
Right.
that wasn't necessarily captured once he blew up.
Mm-hmm.
How was life for y'all in that regard?
It was regular,
Yeah.
going, we had family at church,
Mhm.
we was doing it just like anybody else,
Yeah.
especially with black people, we like to have our barbecues and all like
Yeah.
little functions, what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was regular family events, me and our family, we would go to the Poconos every year,
Yeah.
almost every year, when
Oh
we were
yeah,
younger.
the Poconos
You know what I'm saying?
that's where back in the day that was the place.
Yeah.
It was like kind of like you was rich. Like it felt like. Well, for me, if you when we went to Sizzlers on Sundays,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
felt like we were rich.
Yeah, no, I know exactly how you felt because,
Yeah.
my family had a timeshare.
Okay,
So
yeah.
my mom and my dad, they had to pay for that currently, but
Yeah.
we also had to stop eventually. But
Yeah.
no, it made me feel special when I was young too. The pool, everything.
Right.
They made us feel good, and we
Yeah.
go shopping and stuff like that. But nah, growing up everything was copacetic. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
obviously, we get influenced by what's outside and things happen. You know,
Mhm.
so. But we here. My mom loved us. My dad loved us, and I love my brother, and he loved me back. So
Yeah.
that's what it is.
Now Brooklyn, let's discuss Brooklyn. Like Brooklyn is an interesting place. I stayed in Brooklyn for quite a while, and it's different. It's very different now. When I hear your music, I don't necessarily hear Brooklyn in that. Now, when you talk to most Brooklyn artists, you tend to hear Brooklyn in there
Yeah.
somehow or
Yeah,
another.
yeah.
How does Brooklyn factor into your music, if it does?
Nah, I think it's just the realness.
Mhm.
I'm a Brooklyn man. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I don't want to say that. Can I say that word?
You can say whatever you
Oh,
want.
I'm a Brooklyn nigga. You know what I'm saying? So, that's just who it is at the core. Everywhere I step out, you feel that vibe, you feel that energy. Like, I'm different, but at the same time, you can't play me. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I hold that energy, and I hold everybody accountable for who they are around me. You know. And that's what we as Brooklyn men, niggas from Brooklyn, even shorties from Brooklyn, we don't play that. We're not taking it from nobody. Right. So that's what you'll hear in my music. You'll hear that emotion. You'll hear that struggle. You hear that. You know what I'm saying? In the music.
Now, will you rap again? Are you you think you'll go back to that at all?
Yeah. I think, like I said, it's fusion. It's just whatever the vibe is.
Yeah.
It's whatever the vibe is. I could do it all. So why not do it? You know what I'm saying? Whatever the vibe is, it's for somebody. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you on that. And it's funny because, for me growing up, I grew up listening to everything and appreciating everything. So I was chopping it up with Ice-T, and he's got a rap career, but his rock career is actually longer. He got his Grammy just like a year ago off of heavy metal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just crazy that hip hop now kind of feels like it might be going back to that. Do you feel like that? Like it's just being a little broadened in what it offers?
You know what? It's funny you said that. When the Locks performed at they versus battle,
Yeah.
that was a glimpse. And I seen Jadakiss perform the other night. That was amazing, by the way. We was out in Waterbury, CT.
Okay.
You know, but long story short, when I seen the Locks perform, I felt like New York. Like, I feel like we had a chance. Like the game had a chance to hear some real, authentic music, because you see the difference between the pop rap and the real rap.
Right.
And real rap is always gonna be real. You could take the lyrics out and we gonna put. It's not no swaggy. It's not about that. It's about what was in here.
Yeah.
And that's what I want from my music, regardless. And that's why I made a fusion, because no matter who you are, whatever genre it's at, you deserve to hear the real.
Right. Yeah.
And we're not getting that as people.
Yeah. It's interesting you say that, because you don't hear that coming from a younger rap artist or hip hop
Right.
artist, whatever artist. Period.
Right.
Most people gloss over that. I think that. I know that we have those conversations all the time, that there's not enough reality or authenticity in the music now.
Right.
Why is that? What do you know why? Like, why is that? It's hard for me to put a finger on it. I know that we're used to IG and filters and rental, but that was kind of there back in the day too. So I don't know.
Man, tricky subject, touchy subject. Agendas, bruh.
Yeah. Right.
Everybody got their agenda.
Yeah.
And money makes this thing move. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna do what we gotta do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And sadly, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but listen, when
Was-
you got years of people doing the same thing, it's gonna catch on.
Yeah.
But somebody knows what's going. You know what I'm saying? Like, and there's a reason why it's being pushed out. I'm not saying that because there's a lot of dope artists that probably will never ever get that recognition. But why?
Right.
They're pushing that. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
and it's not a bad thing because I love to turn up. You know what I'm saying? I love that. I'll make a song too.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
It's okay to give the other side of life.
Yeah.
Which is that struggle. Like J. Cole is a good example, and I appreciate, shout out to J. Cole because he said, "Yo, why don't you talk about being a broke rapper? You want to talk about the success you got, but what happened before that?
Right.
We always show and glorify what the ending, the after effect, but we don't show the process before that.
Yeah. True.
So that's why there's a disconnect.
True indeed. So let's do this. We do this every time we interview somebody. We ask them who their top 5 that are alive is. But I want to get from you your top 5 alternative artists.
Well, we got Molly Music. You know, he's dope. He came from gospel.
Okay.
And then he started doing some other things, you know what I'm saying? But it's still God oriented, which is you got to listen to when you get a chance. You just be like, man, this man has a message. It's alternative. His style is crazy. I saw him perform last night. Shout out Molly Music.
Okay.
So Molly Music, and then if we go into like, we got Juice WRLD, XXX. Facts. We got, Andre 3 Stacks.
Mm-hmm.
Shit. We want to go to bands, The Killers.
Yeah.
I like alternative stuff, so, I like The Fray. There's so many different people. There's Paramore. There's all these other there's big bands, AC/DC. Like all these, I could go on for days about alternative or like even hard rock, like, heavy stuff, But, there's a lot of people that really influence. I don't really have favorites, but those are some people that I really do listen to on a daily.
Okay. What about rappers? Top 5 rappers? J.
Cole, Drake, Common, me.
That's
nah.
Common,
but then Common's nice. I don't think I have a 5, man.
Yeah.
I don't think I have a 5. There's people I appreciate, but those are the top.
Yeah. Have you had to overcome being Pop Smoke's brother? Does that?
I'm still overcoming that.
Yeah.
But bro, I take that with a grain of salt, bro. Like he's my bro.
Yeah.
He's not heavy. You know what I'm saying? Right. It ain't heavy at all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's other people who are supposed to have my job and ain't do it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to do it. It don't matter. If that's the shadow I got to live, at least I have a shadow. At least I'm living.
Yeah.
That's one.
Right.
And at least I have a platform to do so with someone who cared about me.
Yeah. Facts.
So that's where I'm at with it. But my goal is that one day people will know me as just Obasi. But the fact is I am Pop Smoke's brother before that, in my upbringing, being an artist in this time.
What are your goals long term in music?
Whew. I don't know if I could do the label thing, but I do have a production company.
Okay.
Inner Vibrations Entertainment. I do produce. Like I said, I'm an audio engineer.
Yeah.
Play instruments. I do photography, video. So I freelance that opportunity to other videographers and editors. But I want to be able to help inspire, help artists grow, help build artists, but in a healthy way that doesn't take over their being. I want them to grow and help. I want to help them connect with other people who can help them grow and help each other grow. Yeah. And just say I was a mediator in this situation. I don't PC whatever case. I don't want to own nothing. I just want to help people.
Right.
That's it.
Your music makes me like it almost concerned me a little bit. Like I was like worried. You know what I mean? Like I was like, is he okay? You know what I mean? And I always think of like people like Juice WRLD is one, XXX obviously. Mm-hmm. Mental health is like a huge deal in hip hop now, but are you good? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I just want to make sure you straight, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I be having my days. I'm getting better.
Yeah.
I'm getting better. I ain't good all the time. Some days it's worse than others.
Yeah.
Sometimes I get a little relapse on something. You know what I'm saying? Because I be dealing with not just only my brother, but other things. I had to end school abruptly because of that. Just so many things that played a part in my mental in this past year and a half, 2 years. So I'm good. I'm really just finding myself.
Good. Well,
and working on purpose. Working on my purpose.
Do the work, man, because, me, from my vantage point, I definitely did the counseling and things of that nature just to keep myself, my maintenance. You know what I'm saying? The maintenance on the mind and the body is super important, especially now because we're hit from so many different directions.
Right.
You know, and it always feels pressure. And I was just glad. I was actually glad when Facebook. What did you do when Facebook, Instagram, and all that went down? How did you feel?
I mean, I was cool and I was at work,
Yeah.
And I actually, that's what I'm saying. I got to see one of my favorite artists, and I saw him perform, and I met him, and that was my first gospel concert. I never seen anything like that.
Yeah.
Like, it was so crazy. It was like it was like rock and God. They were turning up. It was turning up.
Right.
And it was great. And the fact that I got to meet Molly Music, I didn't care about no Facebook, no nothing.
Right.
I was in the moment with with one of my favorite artists.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. All right, man. I appreciate you coming through, man.
Yes,
Do you have any pearls of wisdom, final words, or anything you'd like to impart on the people?
Woo! What I got for y'all today. Encourage yourself. Ain't nobody gonna encourage you like you gonna encourage you. Nobody's gonna take care of you like you're gonna take care of yourself. At the end of the day, when you in your bed in your room by yourself staring at that wall, you can't call nobody.
Yeah.
Just take care of yourself. Be kind to yourself. Love yourself.
Yeah.
It's important. That's all I really gotta say, because that's what I'm going through right now. Just trying to encourage myself. Stay faithful. Stay prayed up. Stay on a righteous path. Keep my my eye on the prize.
Yeah.
Don't get discouraged. Don't lack. Don't be lackadaisical.
Right.
Be persistent. Be consistent.
Do that.
All that.
All that. Appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Yes, sir.